it's Rose and welcome back to Cheap Lazy Vegan and another video. Today I am back with another air fryer recipes video. If you guys don't know by now, I love air fryers. I think the air fryer is one of the best inventions of modern times. If you guys don't know what an air fryer is, it's pretty self-explanatory, yes. So it is a kitchen appliance that allows you to kind of fry your food with air. Yes. It basically allows you to make your food nice and crispy, almost as if you've deep fried it, but without actually having to deep fry it. So it uses much less oil, if any oil at all. You can also make a lot of things without any oil. It's totally up to you. Another thing that I should mention is that an air fryer kind of works as an oven as well. I like to describe it as like a mini high power, high speed oven. Most things that you would traditionally make in an oven, you could probably just stick into an air fryer and it might work even faster. So it's really cool. So today I am actually sponsored by Magic Chef and I'm going to show you guys this beautiful Magic Chef air fryer oven. This thing right here is kind of like a mini oven slash air fryer. So I'll show you right now so you can just do that right there and look how cute this is. So it comes with these little trays so you can like stack food, you can cook different things at the same time, and it's super easy to use. You guys know I don't like to read instructions and I didn't have to read instructions. Okay, so if you guys are interested in grabbing yourself this beautiful air fryer oven, you can check out that link down below and get yourself 25% off using the code as well. You have 90 days to get yourself that 25% off and use that code. It will expire in 90 days. So make sure you use it while you can. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you guys some of these delicious recipes. So let's get started with the recipes. Alright guys, the first recipe we are going to be making is Tofu Katsu with creamy pumpkin curry. If you guys don't know, katsu is traditionally a Japanese breaded meat sort of thing, but instead of meat today we are going to be using tofu. So I'm taking a block of extra firm tofu and I'm just going to slice it up like so into kind of slightly thin rectangular pieces. And once you have those pieces, we're going to make a very simple batter. I'm taking some white flour and I'm going to add double the amount of water. And then I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to mix it well until you get a liquidy paste. And don't forget guys, all of the ingredients and written recipes will be listed in a blog post that's linked down below. So definitely check that out if you want the exact measurements. Once we've got that beautiful white goo ready, we can also prepare the breadcrumbs. I'm using store-bought panko breadcrumbs. You can use whatever breadcrumbs if you want to make your own, up to you. And we're going to place that onto a nice plate. And then into the wet mixture, I'm also going to add in some garlic powder and some onion powder, as well as some salt, and mix that in. You can also mix that dry mixture into the breadcrumbs as well. It's all going in the same way, so it doesn't really matter. I just decided to put it into the wet mixture. And then it's super simple. You just take each piece of tofu, you're going to coat it into the wet mixture, shake it off a little bit, and then coat it with the dry mixture until it is nice and coated. That's pretty much it for all of the tofu pieces. Just repeat the process. And here we have these beautiful tofu cutlets, and they are pretty much ready for the air fryer. So we're going to cook them on one side for 8 minutes at 370 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we're going to take them out, flip them over, and cook them for another 5 minutes. One of my favorite things about air fryers is that you do not need to preheat them. You can just throw them in and just set the timer and set the temperature and it will do the work. No need to preheat, which is amazing. So while that's cooking up, we're actually going to heat a wok or a large pan on medium-high heat. We're going to add a little bit of oil. Now you can just use water if you want to keep this completely oil-free, but I don't mind using a little bit of oil. And then we're going to add some garlic, some minced garlic. So after sauteing the garlic for a couple of minutes, we're going to add in a can of pumpkin. So this is just canned pumpkin. We're going to add in the entire can. Just going to move it around just a little bit, and then we can add in some coconut milk as well. We're just going to add half a can of coconut milk, and we are just going to mix that very, very well until the coconut milk and the pumpkin have made love and created this beautiful offspring, which is a creamy... Whoa, Nari just sneezed in the background. Sorry about that. Lost track of this voiceover. All right, let's get back on track. Sorry about that, guys. Now that we've created this creamy sauce, we're going to add in some seasonings. Let's start with some curry powder as well as some onion powder. And I'm also going to add in liquid aminos. You can also use soy sauce or any other soy sauce alternative instead. And then we're going to mix that well so that those flavors infuse into this sauce. And you can feel free to use any other seasonings or add in anything else if you prefer. I wanted to keep this pretty simple so that we're still keeping those pumpkin flavors alive. And here are the tofu pieces. I'm just flipping them over and throwing it back into the air fryer, and again for another 5 minutes. So we're gonna cook it for 13 minutes total in the air fryer. And now when they are pretty much ready, I'm just going to take them out and just bask in the glory of the beauty of these. I mean, they look just beautiful, right? So they should look nice and golden and slightly tanned, nothing crazy. And I'm just going to cut them up into these little pieces, kind of like how katsu would normally be served. So I'm just cutting them up into kind of long, thin pieces like so. And now that we have those katsu pieces ready, we are going to plate it. Now we have on a plate some of that creamy pumpkin curry, and then I'm going to place the tofu katsu pieces on top. And I didn't have any rice, and I wasn't about to make rice, but I recommend eating this with rice. So maybe placing the rice and then placing the curry on top and then the tofu pieces. You don't have to have it with rice, it tastes great without, but you know me guys, I like my rice, so definitely make sure you try it with rice as well. And now I'm going to show you guys how to make a nice side of green beans that also goes very well with this dish. We're going to start off by rinsing the green beans and making sure they're clean, and then we're going to chop off these ends here. And once they're chopped, we're going to put them into a nice mixing bowl. We're going to add in a little bit of olive oil. I'm using extra virgin olive oil. I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon total, and we're going to mix that well. And for the seasonings, I wanted to keep it really simple. I'm just going to add in a little bit of this lemon and herbs seasoning. You can add whatever seasonings you'd like, but that's just what I decided to add. And that one also has salt in it already, so I didn't need to add anything else really. So we're just going to mix that well just to make sure the seasoning has coated every single green bean. And then we're going to throw them into the air fryer. We're going to air fry at 400 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes, turning once halfway through. And you can cook them even a little bit longer if you want them a little bit more softer and charred, but I think 12 minutes for me was perfect. So this is a really super quick and really tasty and great way to enjoy your green beans. And again, I added them as a side to the katsu meal, which worked really well. So highly recommend trying this. Green beans are delicious, and this is such an efficient and delicious way of eating them. And we're also going to complete this meal by making some dessert. We're going to make some pumpkin spice donut balls. So into a large mixing bowl, we're going to add in our dry ingredients. Our dry ingredients include flour, sugar, a little bit of coconut sugar, baking powder, and salt. And we're going to take a whisk and just mix that very well. And then into that dry mixture, we're actually going to spoon in tablespoons of cold vegan butter. I'm using the brand Basil. They actually have a pretty affordable vegan butter option that you can find easily in supermarkets here where I live, but you can use whatever other vegan butter of your choice. So we're just going to spoon those in, and then we're going to mix everything with your hands. Yes, guys, we're going to get down and dirty with the hands. We're going to mix this into kind of a crumbly texture. It doesn't have to be like perfectly mixed together, but just mixed so that it becomes nice and crumbly. And once we have that done, we're going to set that aside, and into a smaller mixing bowl, we're going to mix together our wet ingredients. We're starting off with some non-dairy milk and a 1/4 cup of pumpkin pie mix. And we're going to throw in a 1/4 cup of applesauce as well. So I actually already had a can of pumpkin pie mix available, so I'm just using that. But if you'd like, you can actually just use canned pumpkin and just add in the spices that you need. And now I'm going to add in some vanilla extract and whisk everything together until it's nice and frothy. And now we're going to go back to that dry mixture and create a little hole in the middle. So now into that hole, we're going to pour that liquid mixture. Now we've created a little lake, and then we're going to destroy that lake by mixing everything well together. So we're just taking a wooden spoon, just mixing it, but you don't want to over mix it, guys. Just mix it to the point where it's just mixed, okay? Don't over mix, because if you over mix, it's going to get tough. Yes. So we don't want tough donuts. We want nice and soft donuts. So then we're going to wet our hands a little bit, because that's going to prevent the mixture from sticking to your hands too much. And then we're going to create these little balls. And one mistake I made was not lining my pan. What do you call this thing? Tray. There's the right word. One mistake I made was not lining my tray with some parchment paper, because I didn't have any, so that's why. So then it kind of stuck on the bottom once you cooked it. But you know what? It still worked out fine. Anyways, what you want to do is air fry these. Forgot to mention, you want to air fry them at 350 degrees for 10 minutes, guys. Only 10 minutes, and your little Timbit looking, well, ugly Timbit looking donut balls will be ready. So you can pretty much enjoy them like this. They're actually quite good like this, but we're gonna add a little bit something extra, okay? So we're gonna take about half of these donut balls, place them into a nice bowl, and then I'm going to spray with some cooking spray, just a little bit, and then we're gonna toss with some icing sugar or powdered sugar, because I kind of wanted to make like powdered donuts, you know what I'm saying? I'm only doing this for half the donuts just because I wanted to make sure that they were good, and I didn't want to make all of them super sweet, so that's what I did. And for the ones that I didn't fully powder, I'm just going to sprinkle on a little bit of the powdered sugar on top, so that you still get that little bit extra sugariness, but without having the entire thing covered in sugar, like this one. I mean, it ain't so bad. It tasted good, okay? And these turned out super yummy, guys. They're simple, they are delicious. I definitely want to use this trick for other types of donut balls as well. So I hope you enjoy them. I hope you guys enjoyed these air fryer recipes. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And of course, you guys, if you guys are interested in more air fryer recipes, I do have a playlist with my air fryer recipes videos, which I'll link down below, so definitely check those out. You do not want to miss those either. Once again, if you guys are interested in grabbing yourself this beautiful air fryer, you can get 25% off using the code down below, so make sure you check that link out, as well as use that code for 25% off. You have 90 days to use it. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Grab yourself this beautiful appliance here that's going to, whoa, oh my god, my dress just broke. Woo. Okay, let me just hide myself here. Awkward. Mishap. My dress broke. My strap. Goodbye, strap. Okay. I'm just gonna hug the air fryer.